We're back now with the book list making waves this week. Over the last several days, the New York Times slowly releasing its list of the top books of the 21st century so far. They asked living literary icons for help with the rankings, and today they dropped the very top picks. Almost a quarter century's worth of stories and characters ranked 1 through 100. Taking the New York Times top spot, Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend, which was turned into a hit HBO series and follows the lives of two friends in the outskirts of Naples in the 1950s. It's the first book in a 4-part series and has sold more than 15 million copies worldwide. It's been translated in dozens of languages.
It's rather a dynamic, deep story, and at times surprisingly philosophical.
Also gripping the readers, despite the series' continued success, is the real identity of the author. It's unknown. Ferrante is using a pseudonym. The list's runner-up, Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson, which she calls the epic story of the Great Migration when nearly 6 million African Americans moved away from the South to other parts of the United States.
Well, this is in some ways a universal human story of longing and fortitude and courage.
And rounding out the list's top 3, Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, chronicling a fictionalized version of Thomas Cromwell's ascent to power in the court of Henry VIII.
An expression of stifled amusement.
The New York Times taking in votes from hundreds of, quote, literary luminaries, including legendary authors, poets, essayists, and journalists like NBC's own Jenna Bush Hager.
Finish it in one reading.
And with iconic names like Stephen King submitting a ballot, readers are also getting to see their favorite authors' picks. And for more on this list marking the best books of the 21st century, we're joined by editor of the New York Times Book Review, Gilbert Cruz. First of all, it's an honor to have you. I can't tell you how many times I have looked at an end-of-the-year New York Times Book Review list and then bought half of them as presents for people. So it's a great list. But this one is really fascinating because you pulled 100 books that are the best books, according to this panel that you have compiled, of the 21st century. We mentioned in our piece before the top 3, but talk to us about why the decision was made to put this list together, why now, and in terms of the theme, how did you guys come up with this idea of who would be involved in choosing them?
Sure thing. So we are on the verge of 2025. The quarter century rapidly approaches. And at the New York Times Book Review, we reach out to authors every single day, every single week, asking them to review books for us. We often get famous writers writing about famous books. And so we said, we have all these people. We could try to tell our readers what the best books of the century are, but why don't we go out to some other people that are experts? And we start coming up with names, wrote a couple hundred names down, then that grew to a couple hundred more. And then in the end, we asked over 1,000 people. We sent out over 1,000 emails to authors, novelists, nonfiction writers, critics, poets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We got 503 people to respond, which I think is a pretty good response rate. And we counted up the votes, and this is what we came up with.
So talk to us about some of the top books, or at least top 20 that maybe people hadn't heard of and should give a read to. I brought this one from home because I was thrilled to see Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe on the list. I think it was number 19. And this is one of my favorite books of all time. It's the book I tell everybody I meet, you got to read this. It's really good. What are some of the other top books?
So number 20 is a book called Erasure. This is by an author named Percival Everett. People might be familiar with this book because it is the book that was adapted into the film American Fiction, which was nominated for several Oscars last year. Percival Everett is an American author who's been writing for a very long time, and the film adaptation of American Fiction and a book that he put out this year called James is really sort of elevating his profile. So I think Erasure is one that after people read James, which is a retelling of Huckleberry Finn from the slave's perspective, they'll go back and check out Erasure. That's an amazing book. Never Let Me Go, which came in at number 9, is a book by the Nobel Prize winner Kazuo Ishiguro. It was also made into a film. And it's sort of a dystopian story about a bunch of kids at an English boarding school. There's a secret that I'm not going to reveal here, but once you find out that secret, it sort of casts the entire book into a different light. And it's also very sad at the end. Several of these books are.
You know, whenever there are these big lists that come out, there's always a lot of talk online about what should have been there, what is on the list that didn't deserve it, what should have been higher. It's inevitable.
Of course.
When you're putting together a list like this, is it more stressful or just an absolute labor of love?
It has to be a labor of love, right? I mean, when you work at a place like the New York Times Book Review, when you work in books, you work there because you love books. And 100 seems like a lot.
Yeah.
But if you think about all the books that are published over the course of a year, and then you multiply that by more than 2 decades, 100 is actually not that many. And so I'm very proud of this list. I'm aware that there are a lot of books that could have been on here. The books that go from 101 to 150 are amazing books. You sort of had to pick a conceit. 100 is a great number, but there are many, many, many amazing books that could have made this list.
When you were reaching out to people and saying, hey, will you give us your list of books that you really like, people like Stephen King, these authors that so many people know and love, was there anything you got from some of those big names that you were like, oh, that's interesting, I didn't expect them to pick that book?
That is a good question. I mean, at this point, a lot of people have noted that Stephen King picked one of his own books, which is great. He's a master. He's been writing for 4 decades. He writes for the New York Times Book Review all the time. He is allowed to pick his own book. And I actually suspect, and this is no knock to any author, that the reason that some people didn't want us to run their ballots is because they picked their own book. And why wouldn't they? If I was an author, I have to look out for myself first. I would pick my own book. And so we had a couple of authors who were able to get over their embarrassment and put their ballots out into the world and admit to that, which I thought was very big of them.
Yeah, and then in our last 20 or 30 seconds here, as someone who loves to read, I love reading, but I also know for a lot of people, wanting to get into it, it can feel daunting, even when you have a really big list like this. What is your advice to someone who's like, should I start to be a reader, but I'm not really a reader? Why books?
I think that anyone who thinks they are not a reader is thinking of school, and they're thinking of being forced to read. And that's not what this list is about. This list, I would argue, has something for everyone, from long books to short books, fiction and nonfiction, books that are genre books, books that are literary books. I think you should read our list. You should see if any of these appeal to you, and then give it a shot. And if it doesn't, put the book down. People feel obligated to finish a book once they pick it up. Don't do that. Life is too short. There are lots of books to read, but I think you should give one of these a shot.
Yeah, it is an amazing list, and I have added so many to my summer to read list. Gilbert Cruz, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.